विशाखाताई पण आल्या, विशाखाताई पण आल्या, मिलिंद आले, विशाखाताई आल्या. हॅलो मिलिंद, हॅलो विशाखा, कशा आहात? व्हेरी नाईस.
Yes.
Very nice. So how are you doing, Milind? And how's my little Maya?
Good.
How's little Maya?
She's doing well.
She's doing well.
She's doing well. She's getting ready for starting school. So
Yeah, I know. And what about her Mantreshwari? Did you hear her recite? Not yet.
no, she said she's learned it. And she's going to sing. She's been at Tessa's, so she's been here tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. But she did it with me. Very sweet of her. 51 times she did it with me during her stay.
That's good. No, she said she memorized it. So
yeah, she's done it. She's done a good job. She did a good job. So her stay was very sweet. Very sweet. I was very happy to have her. I told her next year you come, I'll take 10 saints with you. About 10 saints to you, I said. She was quite okay. Anyway, today we are going to talk about Saints Vishaka.
I'm going to switch off my mic so it doesn't interrupt.
कशी आणखी उलट असतं घेणारा मी ना उघडाचच ना माझ्यात म्हणत आहे. मी लिहून देतो.
Swamiji, your audio is muted. Swamiji, your audio is muted.
I got it. Okay. Yeah. I can't see Vishakha, but here the participant name is there. So do I need to see her? Can one of you see her?
I can't. I just see her logo, but
yeah,
not
even
the...
I can see her logo, but she's not. Anyway, should we start?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Should we start then? Okay.
Oh, yeah. She said She sent a text saying I'm gonna join you this morning.
Oh, she said that.
Yeah, I just got a text from
Okay.
WhatsApp.
So, all right, then we start. Doesn't matter. Let's start. I'm sure she'll record. I hope she's recording it though.
Yeah, it says recording on the top.
It shows recording.
Yeah.
Do I need to? No, she's recording it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to put...
Is she recording it, Milind?
It looks like it. Somebody on the top right, it says this meeting is being recorded. So.
Total non-video participants. Okay.
I'm going to put myself on mute so it doesn't disturb the audio.
Okay. Then should I take the recording or no? It's not required. She says she'll do it, so it's okay. Recording. I think she's recording.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I record here or no? Record on this computer. I think I'll do it. Okay. Okay, we'll record it. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Mahayogi Swami Umanand Saraswati ki jai. I humbly seek the blessings of Bhagwan Nityananda, Muktanand Baba, my revered Gurudev Mahayogi Swami Umanand Saraswati, before we undertake this session. We had decided to talk about saints in under two topics. First time we took the topic, it was last time, it was related with saints' behavior with the human. Today we are talking about how saints maintain their own code of behavior. How are they towards themselves? Because it's very essential that their very nature or their discipline is what we need to know, so that we all can, if at all we wish to move towards that direction, we should have that discipline and whether we could follow it or not. So first time we saw, you still hear the earlier one on videos, YouTube, and the first time we saw it was an interaction with the world. They decided to see Chaitanya in everybody, they were compassionate, and they, whatever the qualities were there, we had already talked about. Today we are talking about what they are to themselves. How do they treat themselves so that they maintain this discipline and develop or lay a path for all of us. It's a direct lay. Today I am reading on Loknath Tirtha. So in that, this simple code of behavior of the ashram, he would just, earlier he used to sing bhajans and all, and later he decided to fall into a very silent and quiet mode. He would do his work, his regular activities, his duties towards the ashram, towards his guru. He would go back and work and do such. So something which he realized that what he himself was what made him act. It is very essential we know. We should try and read at least a few autobiographies or biographies of, so that we know what they have for themselves in the life. They have lived for humanity, but about themselves, what was their way of living? So here we'll see a few of the qualities. I have selected 20, which I think we should inculcate in them. If we are unable to inculcate those 20, there is one final one which is very easy, and this is that is studies. You take to studies, the rest you don't worry. Study about the holy works, about the saints, about the scriptures, about God, and that should be enough. You don't have to worry about the other qualities. If you cannot inculcate in them or develop in them, don't worry about this. However, let's see what these qualities are. The first quality they say is they are not bound to anybody out of affection. they are fond of people. They are very kind to people. People take to them. But they on their own, they do not consider this as a binding. I mean, it's not, they are not bound by the love. Their mind is free still to live normally. I mean, if they don't meet the people they love, it does not make them desperate. It does not make, for me, of course, I will see, I do not get 10 out of 10 in this category. I will still be wanting to meet my grandson, my son. I would still meet some of my devotees, ashram devotees, and things like that. We are affected. If we don't meet them, we are affected. But here, some of these saints, the qualities in saints, they say that if they are not able to even interact with them, they are okay with it. That's why some of these people can comfortably be in Himalayas or stay on their own. So, but we are saints, we are trying to be, live a saintly life, living in a family pattern. So some of these conditions may not apply to you, but that does not mean we are not on the path. So please, let these hard and fast rules not affect you. Just let us, we are just trying to know what the saints are expected to develop in themselves, but we don't have to make it as a hard, fast rule for ourselves. Second thing which they say is be satisfied at heart. Yes, for that I can, out of 10, I can give myself 8. So, or 7, we can give ourselves. We are pretty satisfied at our heart, and that satisfaction is very important. So these are some of the qualities which we mark ourselves. We can give ourselves some marks, and we can do one more thing. The 20-25 qualities we picked up, I thought, why not keep one day and try one, practice one quality only for that day, without committing ourselves for the entire year or a while, a period, or time, or if something like that. We'll just commit a one day discipline. That should also help us. Third, they say passions don't passions take leave of these saints. They are not desperate about getting something. They are not too attached. They are not too attached. So we will say it does not sort of disturb their basic happiness or joy in their life if they are not able to procure some of these likes and dislikes which they have in their life. So it does not affect them badly. It does. It may just be a passing phase. It may just work like a just a fact. And then I remember a very nice story, and of course it is related to Nivrittinath and Gandhi. When Nivrittinath comes home, and they say, "Did you not know that the parents were not there? You should have come earlier." He says, "I know. I realized it. I should have, but I couldn't come." And then secondly, he says, "I also one day saw the milk being overpoured. I mean, it was getting hot and it poured over." So casually, the person next to him said that, "Do you really feel it's something similar to the parents going and something like this? Is it so casual?" So he said, "No, but yeah, the situation was that I didn't come rushingly." So this control which was there in them, this probably comes to them easily because they don't feel, or they might be into a situation where they don't see this human loss as a loss. It might be just another way of looking at the same situation, which probably we yet not know about. It may be they might be able to see the parents in their own little house or in some space or area, or when they close their eyes, they may be able to see. Because most of these people, they live in some form, because the form is also, uh, the saintly form probably still can be seen by so many of them. Nandi is still seen, Nityanand Baba is still seen by people. So probably something like that. And therefore, probably Nivrittinath might not have felt that loss as much as a normal person would have felt. Yes, that's a better explanation. Then third thing, they dwell in self-peace. So they uh, they live in peace. I mean, they don't have much of upheavals, mental upheavals. Physical, there might be, but they are able to cope up with these situations, whatever that strength might be due to. But definitely, a saint is supposed to dwell in peace for himself. How will we know that he is dwelling in peace? If you come in contact with such a saintly person, you yourself feel peaceful at heart. You feel peaceful at heart. heart, you feel restful at heart, your restlessness disappears, you decide to cool down, you calm down, and you are able to accept the situation in a better way. In a better way. There are the one very beautiful incident. One of the saints, one of the man is wanting to be in search of a saint, and finally, when he enters into the saint's hutment, he goes in, and the saint just says, "I hope you have come with an idea of staying here. So, did you inform your people that you have come here?" And the man just sits down. He says, "No, but I think they'll be all right." Because he suddenly felt that he has found a place where he could definitely stay for some long time easily. Now, this is what actually a saint's aura might be doing to us. We might be very comfortable, might not feel like living in an ashram and going, miss the world. Of course, we may be missing it, but the place where we are might make us so comfortable that we would like to continue being there for some time. Nanddev therefore describes, when he describes a place to be chosen, he says, choose a place where you would like to sit for long. You would not want to leave the place and go. You would like to sit for long. Then there is another very beautiful thing. Sorrows do not sadden them. There are sorrows in life, but they don't make them so sad that their work comes to a halt. They are able to continue. Sometimes the grief, it does not sort of get a hold on them. They are able to deal with it more easily. Now, there are many people. Now, imagine for 14 years, Ram had to be in exile. And his mother or everybody around must have had their very frustrating moments. Had Kaikeyi mother laid on this entire family. But somehow they could deal with it so beautifully that the people who later came in contact with even Sri Ram and Lakshman and all, they also felt stable at heart. They did not be restless. There was no agitation. There was no declared against Shatrughan and Bharat. Because people realized, whatever it was, the aura is so saintly that you tend to bring about around in around. So if you are at peace with yourself, actually, you may be able to radiate peace in others' life also. So the sorrows don't sadden them, neither does joy make them too hilarious. Our joy does not make them like more happier. There's no comparative statistics here, more happier. They are just happy. So it does not cross any levels because there is no excessiveness. There is no extravagant these feelings, which are normally expressed, normally seen on a very silent and a less expressive face, I would say. So then they don't have the problems of anger and fear. Again, I will say to some extent, all right, grief doesn't sadden me so much. I'll give myself about, say, 6 to 7 marks out of 10. So let's say, yes, happiness makes me happier. So I will say, I'll give myself 5 marks of 10. But let's analyze ourselves if we can and know where we stand. There's nothing we need to gain more because we are not able to meet all these conditions. Best way is turn to studies. I think I'm very comforting. God has blessed me with. I don't mind studying and I don't mind sharing my understandings with people. And I feel very happy about the whole system. So I think that's a good quality which maybe I would be developing it very comfortable. And there is a magnanimity in the nature. The nature is what we call it very embracing. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean difficult to them for them to be kind and compassionate or warm towards the world around. They don't. They have very little reserves in their language or the body. They're able to like people more than dislike people. They are able to like people easily, more easily than dislike people easily. So there was some magnanimous thing about them. Then there is another very beautiful thing here, that if at all he is a man of steady intellect, if at all, how will you know it? Basically, he will not identify himself as only what he is born as. He is born as, say, we are born as Radhikanand or Shirali or Milindon, whatever we are definitely much more than that. There is something more. There's some sort of a grips them. So they know they are here for some cause. So there is a causal form which, along with the physical form, which exists with these. They are aware. They are aware of. They are aware of. Yes, I think Nina has also somewhere. Okay.
Yes,
Yes, I'm glad. Thank you, Nina. Okay.
yes.
Then you have another very outstanding nature that reflects through these people. They develop an Abheda Yoga. Abhed Yoga is they don't differentiate between people. Now, this is a good son, that's a, there is no differentiation, and it comes to them very easily. It comes to them easily. I mean, they don't realize that there is a difference unless somebody points it. I remember still that there was a forum in Bombay, World Forum. I was taking a meditation class and it was in the open. So there were about 35, 40 people sitting there in the World Forum and I was taking a class. Then 2, 3 gentlemen approached to me and they said, Swamiji, is it okay if we would like to invite you and ask you to come and teach us? Your teaching of meditation is very nice. So I said, I'll be very happy to do so. So you let me know where you are from. And he said, we are from Pakistan. Luckily, I said, I'll be very honored if you call me because it's something which we'll all be curious about how it worked there. So it was a smooth interaction. There is no desire ruling that I should want to go somewhere, but there is no rejection also. It's easier that way. It is easier. There is no rejection. So somewhere it comes through very easily. It comes through easily. This acceptance of everybody is not a difficult thing. It becomes easy for the person who is wanting to or who has developed the qualities of a saint. Now there is another in this Abhed Yoga also. They are giving one more quality which is allotted to the saint, and that is he has a tremendous compassionate development. It doesn't have to, like, it's not some sort of an extra activity shown, but it comes up very easily. I can do for you. Is there something? The reactions are on consideration type of a behavior. They consider certain things more easily. Therefore, them considering certain situations step more kindly is easier. Now, if they see, for example, they see a beggar, I know sometimes this becomes a nuisance to people, but for a person who's saintly, he'll say, doesn't matter, where will I get a chance to help somebody? He's coming all the way, give it. Nowadays, very beautiful videos are being put on YouTubes and all, where there are youngsters going, trying to give food to the poor children, or there are other ladies who are going, trying to give clothes to some poor elderly people and making them dress and comb their hair, and very nice. They are kind to animals. Animals are being rescued. So this kindness in humanity has been developed by all of us. By all of us, we all be basically kind to everybody we meet. That's a very important quality. Probably that will help the entire world to survive. Even if there are, say, about 50%, 20% of people are kind in move on. The saints are able to move on with their life. They don't get stuck because there are situations which are difficult, and everybody has to go through. 10% of the life has got tragedies. Life we call it Sade Sati, or a very evil for us. But that's not a bad phase. It's like it trains you to revalue and the people and the understandings of life in a different light. So we need to look into No, they start walking and they say it will get solved. We are looking into the matter. This sort of a steady intellect is something which we all need to develop. Again, there is another way, which is all these limbs, like a tortoise, you are studying, you are sitting and studying something. So unless you are not hungry or you are not actually being bothered by hunger, don't remind yourself with some sort of a green biscuit or something in the in the this much of a control is also a very good control. I'll give you a simple example. Normally, whenever I sit in the morning, early morning to write, I give myself first cup of tea. I have that full till then I don't start studying. In second cup of tea, I'm studying simultaneously. And sometimes in between, I decide to take a sip of cup. And sometimes the studies become interesting enough, and I just forget about the rest of the teacup, which is there. The tea is left unattended. And then suddenly I said, my body's gone cold again. I would like to. Then I realized that actually I was not needing that tea. Had I needed it, I would have finished it. But this is what happens, that we are feeding objects first to the sense organs. So if we stop feeding, probably the sense organs will not remember it. So this is how we need to work. But very beautifully, we used to say, if you see the ultimate reality, if you experience the ultimate reality, then you have to fight against the objects of sense organs. They themselves will sort of be withdrawn from your life. There are situations in life when there are certain okay. Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So thank God, it has just gone. Some problem, but let's try and do as much as we can. The subject is coming to an end also. Then there is another thing which is very interesting. Indriyas, his all 10 sense organs, they are under his command. Now, Gurudev used to say, when the Kundalini reaches Ajna Chakra, Ajna Chakra is the brew point, browse, the brew chakra. Now, this is all the 10 sense organs are under this chakra. Because they are under this chakra, they are in direct, this is a commanding situation. The sense organs are under it. All 10 sense organs are under this. So here when the Kundalini reaches, then you are in command of the Indriyas rather than the other way around. Otherwise, the Indriyas can take charge of you. So when it is a saint, we realize it that these are some of the benefits or the advantages or the qualities which the saints tend to have. Another very beautiful one, he says, if you see the ultimate truth, reality, if you realize the ultimate reality, then you are definitely not going to be tempted by all these sense organs. They will come in your life. They are supposed to be used because they are given to you. But you use it for a right cause and a right motive. And the best motive is enlightenment. So if you are using your eyes, let it be to study. If it is ears, let it be to hear some good words, holy words. Or if it is speech, see that you are doing it for some time, expressing some good words of knowledge and things like that. Speech can be controlled, but the tongue, it is difficult to control the tongue. That is one temptation that is which probably develop. It's very difficult. So earlier there used to be a system that you are allowed to eat 6 days, but one day try and maintain some sort of a fast. So one day at least. So for whatever drives you nuts. I mean, if you love chocolates, all right. So let's say 6 days you want to eat, you eat. But one day you decide, no, today is one day I will refuse to eat any. Initially, this may be difficult, but gradually you will start realizing, and at the end of the day, you will feel happy you were able to manage. So something like that. We all should take all these 30 qualities, and we don't have to practice all together. We don't have to commit ourselves saying that I will always be doing this thing in life. Let's not do that. But let's keep one day. And we some sort of a resistance. Like, let's say simple thing. You are very attached to eating some sort of a dish or potatoes. It's a very tempting dish. Well, you can say, all right, twice a week I'll have. 4 days I won't have potatoes. Something on your own. There is no hard and fast rule. No guru is going to lay down a diet plan for you. But since tongue, it's difficult to control. That is why we need to discipline it. And we could try. Give yourselves a couple of hours. At least say, won't eat. 7th hour you eat. Something like that, we should try to do it so that we can inculcate some sort of a control in our life. It's not so. Therefore, Nyandev and Sri Krishna gives us a very nice idea. This is, if you can't control your senses right now, don't worry. Just don't take the credit for all the work that is done by your senses. Just don't take the credit for it. Pass on the credit to somebody. Say God has helped you to see this. God has helped you to hear this. God has helped you. If you're being very nice, buy yourself a house or something. Say God has been kind to give me a house. Something. Share that credit with somebody. So at least that will keep you less involved. Even today, when I was wondering, I said I should also be going to some ashram and then practicing some intensive course. My guru said, why don't you just think that this is your ashram and you have come to my place and you do your intensive now. So we are now practicing in the ashram. We have decided to do at least 100 beads, 100 malas for chanting of beads once a month. Once a month. It's just because we need, if we are together, we will get encouraged to do it. So there's just 100 malas will take about 2 hours, 3 hours. All right, discipline. Maximum what can happen, you may want to change your legs, folding of legs in right or left direction. To feel free, get up. Don't get up. Let's try somewhere to start disciplining our body and controlling the desires. The desire is every minute. You eat sweet, you want to eat spicy. You eat spicy, then you want a little sweet. Then after sweet, you want to drink some water. Then after, so continuously there is a continuous change of desires in our mind. So let us start somewhere. That's why when we meditate, we are supposed to stop our desires and sit tight for at least 1 hour. Let's practice somewhere, because gradually this is going to help us to become what is known as having a steady intellect. And steady intellect, where these drives are stopped, and you learn to live only in the present mentally, only in the present. There is a drive for tomorrow. There is always a drive for next moment. There is no drive in the present situation where you live in your present. It's as, because that means harmony with your body, mind, and intellect. When all three are at the same time, working together at the same moment, that is like samadhi. So if the body is working for the present and mind is thinking of the future and intellect is worrying about the past, how will we get samadhi? So we need to have all these three working together. That's very important. So again, we have his because if he can control his tongue, the diet, eats, then the subjects will wither away from his life. The external material subjects will wither away. As long as you entertain yourself with it. Therefore, most of the saints go very light on diet. I have still not tried. I used to earlier. There were days at 20 days, 30 days, I used to just be on milk. And I knew at that time my intensive sadhanas used to be extremely beautiful. That's not working, but my hours of input of writing is improving. So I'm working somewhere. Let's try and do it some way. So some way, but the moment you stop really controlling your tongue, start controlling, then the other material subjects may wither away. We have to try that. Then he says, ultimately, if one who sees, ultimately he says, see a God, and only then all these the anxieties of the indriyas and the sense organs and their sense subjects and the material world and the life and everything is destroyed. If you see God once, all these you will live with it without getting disturbed. And this is a very easy way. We saw the two topics on saints. One was how saints developed to sort of interacted with the world by their qualities, and second was how did they discipline themselves. So we need both. Time we are going to take. I'm going to take entire Jnaneshwari, 147 subjects. I'll be taking one subject per, and a couple of them are very small, expressed in a very short, brief manner. So those couple of I'll take together. For example, for Ganesha, I'll give one complete topic. But for Saraswati and Guru and Vyas and Bhagavad Gita, maybe one topic will be enough. So something like that. We'll collectively present these 147 topics of Jnandev, because that will give us Jnaneshwari in a nutshell. The idea is not to promote Jnaneshwari, but to promote Jnandev's philosophy, because it is the first thing he says, which is unifying principle, that God is knowledge. He says knowledge is God. He doesn't even say God is knowledge. He says knowledge is God. He says Omkara. First he starts Om Namo Adya Veda Pratipad. The subject of the Vedas is knowledge. Knowledge, he says, is God. And then he says he looks like Lord Ganesh. Then he compares the Lord Ganesh with the world of words. So first, primarily, he gives importance to knowledge. So if wisdom, knowledge, all this is considered as God, then it can be a unanimous God. It can be a God which belongs to almost every religion. Because finally, it is knowledge which is giving importance to. So therefore, we are not only promoting Jnandev's Jnaneshwari, we are promoting philosophy which is very highly installed, which will probably give us, we will be able to interact better with all religions without any inhibitions in our minds. If we truly understand the meaning of God, we will be able to accept any God very easily. So we'll try and see whether we can touch these 147 subjects within, let's try and make it as early as possible. But this is very nice. Then he concludes on a very nice topic, which I would like to just say. How does he say? What is the basic law? He says, why not indulge on subject? Why not have much desires? Jnandev is very easily, he's written like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, easily he has told you. Why does he say? He said, don't think of subjects and don't crave for them. Why? Because he says, if you crave for them, you'll start loving them. And if you're loving them, then you may want to possess them. And if you possess them, you may turn out angry. And the moment you are angry, you are going to lose all control on yourself. That's going to destroy your discriminating power. And that discriminating power is going to lead you to anger. And anger is finally going to end up destroying your life. Yesterday, I received a call, a newly recruited person in my ashram, Nagpurka. He's from US again. He's come to India back. He says, I cannot deal with my anger. I'm miserable now and I don't know what to do with it. I just told him, remember, anger can lead you to accidents. So if at all you are angry, please stay put in your own house. Don't move out. And it says, if you only want strength from somebody, you won't get. You be somebody's strength, your strength will be revived. If you have lost strength, if you're feeling weak, you try to be somebody else's strength. The moment you do that, you feel stronger. Either you get strength from somebody and be strong, or you pass on, stand behind somebody as strong, and you will become stronger. So it's very important to have. It's not that you should not at all have. We common people, we are not living in Himalayas, we are not sannyas, family lives. We may have our little weaknesses, but we can still stand. It is a very nice secret I want to talk about, and that I will just take 2 minutes before I end this because we still have little time. A meditation we are going to try program. Why I'm trying to tell you this is whenever earlier we used to breathe in and maintain kumbhak, that is withhold the breath, and then we used to think of some mantra in that. Right now I would like to reverse the position. You breathe in and breathe out as normal, and when you breathe out, after that, whatever time you can withhold without breathing in, within that little time, you try and say the mantra as much as you can. This becomes a very easier practice, and you focus on any one point in your body. We can choose to focus it on your group, because this is dealing with the visuals, and visuals make us happy. When we see some visuals, we feel happy. So that's very important. So we can try in this. If you practice this, if you need any help, want me to talk about it more, we can always do it in the next video. I might do it on my YouTube video in a day or two, which can be separately released sites along with this. So I think this topic we have done. The saint we finished. We did 2 topics on God, 2 on Bhagavad Gita in 18 lines, and 2 on saints. 1 on God, 2 on saints, and 2 on Bhagavad Gita. And now we are going to Manishwari. We will be taking individual topics. As I said, let's not go by the name because it belongs to an Indian saint or an Indian philosophy or Indian. No, let's go by the universal principles he has dealt with. So we will talk about the universal principles which are applicable to every religion, every mankind. And we'll try and see whether we can derive some good solutions for ourselves to become saintly, divine, and immortal. Sadhgurunath Maharaj ki. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Unmute. Yes, Milind?
Yeah, on the external kumbhak, you would
Kumbhak,
like say
kumbhak. Yes.
Say you use verses from Guru Gita. You know how you would say one inspiration, one internal kumbhak, or hold 2 lines. You do the whole thing on the external.
Yes, externally. When you breathe out, I'll just give you a beautiful example. I'll just show it to you. I've breathed in 1, I've breathed out, and now I will say Guru, Guru. not feel restful. If I try to say Guru Om when I'm breathing in, and Guru Om, or Guru when I'm breathing, and Om when I'm breathing out, I may be continuously in some movement which may not be very sufficient for me to be stable, which may not be very correct. So instead of that, I just breathe in, breathe out normally. And
So the signal keeps dropping out. So.
Want to say something? I didn't get you, Milind.
Oh, the signal keeps dropping out on when you're talking. So
the signal is dropping. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's no, but he has fixed it actually. It should not be disturbing us so much. But however, if it is, just I'll tell him, remind him again. Make a device or something like that. But it's when you breathe in and you breathe out, the activity is complete. So is complete. The rest period, my guru used to say, after kriti is vishranti. Kriti is action. Breathing in and out is one action. After it is completed, then you are in a restful state. In that state, it is unmani avastha. We can think of the mantra. It may work better. It may be easier for us. So try and see if you can. And if you feel that is better for you, use it. If you feel the earlier way of doing it is better, you follow that. Okay?
All right.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for being here. So should we, all right, we end here, Shirali? Okay, should we leave? But we don't, do we have Shaka with us? She's not here. Okay, it doesn't matter. She might have got the self-recording done. Anyway, I think now I've got my recording done. I'll just find out where it is saved, and maybe we can upload it tomorrow. Okay? Okay. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.